Have your joints become the reason you dread getting out of bed in the morning? Your knees, your fingers, your hips, they all feel stiff, tight, maybe even a little swollen. And the worst part? You're told it's just aging, and there's nothing you can do. But what if that's not true? Here's something most people don't hear enough. You are not alone. Over 32 million Americans are living with osteoarthritis. And for many of them, the pain is at its worst, right when the day begins. You swing your legs over the bed, try to stand up, and your joints just won't cooperate. As a doctor, I've seen this over and over. People who used to move freely now hesitate at every step. Some wait 5, 10, even 20 minutes in the morning just to loosen up enough to walk. That's not just stiffness, that's life being interrupted. And when you ask for help, what do you hear? That's normal at your age. Or worse, get used to it. I don't believe that. I believe your body still wants to heal. It's just missing something it used to make plenty of: collagen. Collagen is the protein that cushions your joints and keeps them gliding smoothly. But by your 62nd, your body is producing far less of it, sometimes over 30% less than in your younger years. Without it, cartilage thins out, bones grind, and even simple movement becomes painful. But here's the part I want you to hold on to. Collagen loss isn't the end, and you don't need powders or pills to fix it. You can nourish your joints naturally through real, simple foods that quietly do the work your body needs most. In this video, I'll show you 3 powerful collagen-rich foods that can help reduce joint pain, support flexibility, and gently rebuild the foundation your joints rely on one bite at a time. And if that's something your body is craving right now, I invite you to subscribe to this channel, because every week we share gentle, natural ways to feel stronger without extreme diets or complicated routines. Let's begin with the first food that's been quietly healing joints for generations. When patients tell me their joints feel dry, grinding, or stiff, one of the first things I ask is, have you ever tried bone broth? It's not just an old remedy from your grandmother's kitchen. For people with arthritis, bone broth can act like a warm, soothing repair kit from the inside out. Here's why it matters. When bones are simmered for hours, especially with tendons, cartilage, and a bit of skin, they release a rich mix of collagen, gelatin, and amino acids. These are the very compounds your joints rely on to rebuild tissue, cushion bones, and reduce inflammation. Let's break that down. As we age, our natural collagen production drops sharply, often by more than 30% by age 60. And collagen is what keeps your cartilage smooth, strong, and flexible. When it starts to disappear, the space between your joints thins out. Movements that once felt effortless begin to ache, grind, or lock up entirely. Bone broth helps by delivering hydrolyzed collagen and gelatin in forms your body can absorb easily. These break down into amino acids like glycine and proline, which your body uses to repair cartilage and tendons. A clinical study in Current Medical Research and Opinion found that collagen supplements significantly reduce joint pain in athletes, and while you may not be running marathons, your joints still take a beating every day. But bone broth doesn't just build, it calms. One of its most powerful effects comes from glycine, a calming amino acid that also acts as an anti-inflammatory agent. According to a 2021 review in Nutrients, glycine can reduce the activity of inflammatory cells and slow down the joint damage process seen in arthritis. And that's just the start. Bone broth also provides minerals. Your joints quietly depend on calcium, magnesium, and phosphorus. These help maintain bone density, balance joint fluid, and support muscle function. Most store-bought foods no longer contain these nutrients in natural form, but bone broth does, especially when made with bones from pasture-raised or grass-fed animals. I remember a patient named Walter, 72, retired carpenter. He came in frustrated by the stiffness in his hands. He said even holding a coffee mug was starting to feel risky. I suggested a simple habit: 1 cup of homemade bone broth each morning. 3 weeks later, he told me, "Doc, I didn't expect miracles, but yesterday I opened a jar without wincing. That's what we aim for, small wins that build over time. If cooking bone broth at home feels like too much, there are good, ready-made options. Look for ones that gel when cold, that's real collagen, and make sure they're free from preservatives or added sodium. Just warm, sip, and let the healing begin. You can also use bone broth in soups, stews, or even when cooking grains like rice or quinoa. The key is consistency, not perfection. A small mug a few times a week is often enough to feel a difference. Bone broth won't erase arthritis overnight, but it gives your joints the raw materials they've been missing for years, gently, safely, and naturally. And now that we've explored the power of collagen in liquid form, it's time to look at another healing source, this time from the ocean. In the next part, we'll uncover how a simple piece of fish skin can help rebuild your strength from the inside out. If bone broth is warm and familiar, fatty fish with the skin on is the quiet powerhouse most people overlook. Yet for your joints, especially if you're living with arthritis, these fish are more than a source of protein. They're a direct line to healing. Here's how it works. Fatty fish like salmon, mackerel, and sardines contain two things your joints need most: omega-3 fatty acids and marine collagen, especially in the skin. These two natural compounds work together to reduce inflammation and support tissue repair, not in theory, but in ways your body can feel. Let's start with omega-3 second. Arthritis is, at its core, an inflammatory condition. The stiffness, swelling, and deep aches are signs that your immune system is overreacting inside your joints. Omega-3 second, particularly EPA and DHA, help calm this storm. A study published in Annals of Rheumatic Diseases found that regular intake of omega-3 second reduced joint tenderness and morning stiffness in patients with rheumatoid arthritis. In fact, some were able to reduce their need for anti-inflammatory medications. That's one side of the story. The other is marine collagen, found mostly in the skin of the fish. While many people peel the skin off for texture or taste, that's where some of the most bioavailable collagen lives. Type 1 collagen, to be specific. This type makes up the majority of the protein in your bones, tendons, and ligaments. It gives structure, resilience, and strength, exactly what you need if your joints are weakening. Marine collagen is also absorbed faster than land-based collagen. According to a 2019 paper in Marine Drugs, fish collagen peptides have smaller molecular sizes, making them easier to digest and more effective at reaching connective tissues. Here's what that means in plain language. When you eat salmon with the skin on, you're delivering high-quality collagen straight to your joints. And you're doing it in a way your body understands and knows how to use. One of my patients, Elaine, age 70, had avoided fish skin her entire life. Too oily, too weird, she said. But after adding grilled salmon with the skin on to her dinner twice a week, she came back saying something had shifted. My wrists aren't locking up as much when I garden, she said. It's subtle, but it's there. That's the goal: steady, quiet change that builds over time. If you're not a fan of fresh fish, consider canned sardines or mackerel with skin and bones. They're affordable, convenient, and packed with the same benefits. You can mash them into a spread, toss them into a salad, or eat them with whole grain toast. For those who struggle with the texture, here's a trick. Cook your fish with the skin on and leave it during cooking, even if you don't eat it all. The natural oils and collagen seep into the rest of the fillet, giving your body some of the benefits either way. This isn't about perfection. It's about giving your joints what they need consistently, kindly, and without overcomplication. And now that we've explored healing from the sea, we're heading back to land, to something most people throw away without knowing how powerful it can be. In the next part, we'll look at chicken skin and connective tissue, and why they may be one of the most surprising allies in your journey to less pain. After looking at the healing power of fish skin, let's move to something even more familiar and maybe even more misunderstood. I'm talking about chicken skin, tendons, and the soft tissue you usually leave on the plate. Most people have spent years avoiding chicken skin. They've been told it's unhealthy, too fatty, or just not worth eating. But when it comes to joint repair and collagen support, that humble piece of skin, along with the connective bits around bones, can become one of your greatest allies. Here's why. Chicken skin and connective tissue are rich in type 2 collagen. This form of collagen is especially valuable because it's the type found in articular cartilage, the soft, slippery tissue that covers the ends of bones in your joints. It acts like a cushion, reducing friction and absorbing shock. In arthritis, this cartilage breaks down, leaving bones to grind painfully against one another. By eating foods that contain naturally occurring type 2 collagen, you're providing your body with the exact materials it needs to repair and maintain that cartilage. It's targeted support, not just general nutrition. And there's more. Chicken connective parts like the soft bits at the end of a drumstick or near the joint are also packed with glucosamine and chondroitin. These are compounds often sold as joint supplements in pill form, but your body recognizes them better when they come from real food. A review published in Osteoarthritis and Cartilage found that glucosamine and chondroitin can help slow cartilage breakdown and improve joint comfort, especially in people with knee osteoarthritis. So what does this look like in everyday life? Think of a slow-cooked chicken leg, skin on, with the cartilage tender enough to chew. Or a homemade chicken soup where the bones, tendons, and skin have been simmered until the broth turns rich and silky. When you eat those parts, or even just allow them to infuse your soup, you're not just feeding hunger, you're feeding your joints. I remember Tom, 68, a retired teacher who had avoided chicken skin for decades because of cholesterol fears. We reviewed his labs. Everything looked good, so I suggested he try adding bone-in chicken thighs, skin on, into his weekly meals. After a month of stews and roasted dishes, he said this, "My knees feel more fluid, like they're not catching as much." That's collagen doing its work, slowly, quietly, through real food. Now, there are a few things to keep in mind. To preserve the collagen and joint-supporting compounds, avoid cooking chicken at very high temperatures. Frying or charring can damage those delicate proteins. Instead, aim for slow cooking, baking, or stewing methods that gently extract and protect the nutrients your body needs. And no, you don't have to eat chicken skin every day. Even 2 or 3 servings a week can offer steady support, especially when combined with other collagen-rich foods we've talked about. If you've been avoiding chicken skin out of habit or fear, this might be your permission to rethink it, not from a place of indulgence, but from a place of care. Your body needs building blocks. And some of the best ones have been hiding right in plain sight. In the next part, we'll take everything we've covered so far, bone broth, fish skin, chicken tissue, and I'll show you how to bring it all together into a healing plate that supports your joints naturally, day by day. By now, we've uncovered 3 natural sources of collagen that can help soothe your joints: bone broth, fatty fish with skin, and chicken with connective tissue. Each one offers something slightly different. Together, they form a complete picture. But the real question is, how do you turn all of this into something you can stick with day after day, week after week? The truth is, healing doesn't require perfection. It requires consistency. You don't need to eat all 3 of these foods every single day, but including them in your week even just a few times can create a gentle rhythm of nourishment that your joints will notice. It's not about strict routines or meal plans. It's about making small, deliberate choices that align with what your body needs to heal. Let's say you start your day with a warm mug of bone broth. It could be homemade or a store-bought version you trust. You heat it up while the coffee brews, sip it slowly, and feel the warmth spread through your system. That's collagen, gelatin, minerals, all quietly working in the background. Later in the week, maybe dinner includes grilled salmon with the skin on, or a simple bowl of canned sardines mashed with avocado on whole grain toast. Nothing fancy, but deeply supportive. You're not just feeding yourself, you're supplying the structural proteins your joints are missing. Then, on another day, maybe a slow-cooked chicken stew with skin-on thighs and the cartilage around the joints softened just enough to chew. These meals don't need to look like medicine. They just need to feel comforting and sustainable. One of my patients, Joan, 74, was overwhelmed at first. "I can't change everything," she said, and I told her she didn't have to. She started with just broth 3 mornings a week and added fish once on the weekend. Over time, she noticed her joints weren't as stiff when she woke up. That gave her the confidence to do a little more. That's how healing happens, not all at once, but one choice at a time. You can rotate these foods based on what you enjoy, what fits your budget, and what feels realistic. There are no rules here, only gentle habits that build a foundation for stronger joints. And if you're someone who has tried everything from medications to supplements to stretching and still feels stuck, this is a way to feed your body what it recognizes: real food, real nutrients, real repair. It may feel too simple to be powerful, but when you combine these small choices regularly, you begin to create a healing rhythm your joints will respond to. It's like sending a quiet message to your body: I haven't given up on you. I'm here, and I'm helping. Next, we'll take a step back and look at the bigger picture. Why, even if your joints have been hurting for years, it's never too late to rebuild from the inside out. Healing isn't about going backward. It's about moving forward one bite, one day at a time. After everything we've covered, the broth, the fish, the chicken, the quiet rhythm of healing through food, one question still lingers in the minds of many who live with arthritis. Is it too late for me? And to that, I always say, no, it's not. Not even close. Your joints may be worn. You may have lived with stiffness and pain for years. Maybe you've tried medications, physical therapy, supplements, and still wake up each morning feeling like your body is working against you. But here's something I need you to hear, something I've told hundreds of patients, and now I'm telling you. Your body hasn't given up on you. It's just been waiting for the right kind of help. You see, healing isn't always loud or obvious. It doesn't always look like instant relief or dramatic change. Sometimes, it looks like one quiet cup of broth in the morning. A small decision to leave the skin on your salmon. A bowl of stew made with love, instead of painkillers swallowed with frustration. That's how the body begins to rebuild. Slowly, consistently, gently. Even if your joints have suffered for decades, the tissues inside them still respond when they receive the raw materials they've been missing. Cartilage may not grow overnight, but inflammation can reduce. Fluid can return. Pain can ease. Mobility can come back inch by inch, step by step. I've seen it in people of all ages, especially those who thought it was already too late. I've seen it in the man who started gardening again, in the woman who stopped fearing the stairs, and in the quiet smile of someone who realized they didn't need to grip the rail just to rise from a chair. This isn't wishful thinking. It's what happens when we stop fighting our bodies and start supporting them with the foods they were designed to use. So if you've made it to the end of this video, thank you. Truly. Thank you for staying, for listening, and for being open to the idea that something as simple as what you eat might just change how you feel. And if this message resonated with you even a little, I invite you to subscribe to Golden Health. Not because you have to, but because I want you to have a place where you feel guided, supported, and never alone in this journey. You don't have to do it all at once. You don't have to get it perfect, just one bite at a time, one day at a time, because your joints and your life are still worth rebuilding. And you're not doing it alone. I'm Dr. James Porter, and I'll see you in the next video.